We're good.
Hey. Hey everyone, it's Shannon Rose and this is Caitlin Ball. And today we're going to be doing just a little video about Caitlin and who she is and the type of coaching she does. So Caitlin, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about who you are and do?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me, Shannon. Can you hear me all right? I think you're frozen.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear
Can you
me.
see
Okay,
me?
great. All right.
Okay.
We're good. I'm Caitlin. I'm a health coach and I teach women how to get off the fad diet roller coaster because it's not serving anybody. And I teach women how to just eat more intentionally, how to move their body more intentionally and live more intentionally because food and body stuff is all related to how you feel in your life and about yourself. So I really try to help women in those areas so that they are feeling more confident in themselves and in their bodies, starting to learn how to trust their own food choices instead of trying out all these things that other people are telling them and listening to this outside noise that, isn't really helping. And yeah, that's my coaching. I've been doing it for I think 7 years now. And I just absolutely love helping women get to this new way of life that feels easy and fun and you get to enjoy food again. You get to feel confident and relaxed in your body. And that ultimately helps you live a more enjoyable life.
I love that. I think one of the things that drew me to you was I was listening to one of your podcasts and you were saying like, I don't really love talking about like losing weight so much as like getting people to love their bodies because um and like accept them and like love themselves. And I thought that like, wow, that is so powerful, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't ever because even when I was like under 100 pounds, which is like not healthy at all,
Yeah.
I still didn't love my body. Right.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it doesn't matter like what you weigh. Like,
Hmm.
you can go on diets and, lose weight. But like you said, it's not sustainable. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get to a point in your life where you're like content and happy and able to enjoy food and not feel like, oh, I shouldn't be eating that? Or so I love that. I think that
Yeah.
like it's so important for everyone a
It
coach. Like,
is.
yeah, I think that people don't realize like how needed you are, right? And so I wrote down some questions and I'm trying to find them. So give me a second. Sorry.
So,
um, oh, here they are. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your story. Like what made you decide to become like an intuitive eating coach?
well, I dieted for my whole, since I was like 12, I did all the fad diets. My mom used to be a Weight Watchers consultant. And so it was like I learned about dieting when I was 12, or I mean, before that, because we just had diets in our house. We had Diet Coke, we had every low fat, fat free, whatever. And so it was just like diet culture was in my home. And then when you get to like middle school and you get a little more vain and I realized, oh, I'm a little bit chubbier than my friends. And so I went on that first summer diet between 7th and 8th grade and lost the weight. And I was feeling so good, but then I wanted to do normal 12, however, 13-year-old activities like go to sleepovers and eat and whatever. And I worked at like the snack shop with all the candy bars and I gained all the weight back. Plus, I felt guilty all the time about what I was eating because I related all the calorie counts to the food that I was eating. And so it was just then that just started the coaster of like, okay, let's go back on the diet, lose the weight again. And then I'm done with the diet, but I'm feeling guilty about it, but I'm still eating the food that I want to eat. Try a new diet. I did, juice cleanses. I did, my mom did the cabbage soup diet once.
I don't even never even heard of that one before.
It's for like heart patients that are going in and they eat cabbage soup for like 2 weeks before their surgery, but then people took it on as like this weight loss thing. Like it's so silly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then the last diet I ever did was the Whole30 diet right before my wedding. And I was living in Europe at the time. My husband, we moved to Switzerland for his job, and I got to go over there with him, and it was absolutely amazing. And the food culture is so different there. It's just like you didn't hear people talking about guilt, and you saw these normal sized women eating big pizzas and not ordering their salads on dressing on the side, and just little stuff like that you just start noticing. And like in the grocery store, there's not a keto bar. Nobody knows what keto is in Europe. Maybe now, I don't know, but like it's not, nobody knew what Whole30 was. Like you just have fresh farmers markets like all the time, and you go shopping every single day, and it's just such a different food culture. I really miss it. But anyways, I was just picking up on all those things. And then I found a course about intuitive eating, and it just like clicked to me. It was like, I can't go travel. I was used to the States, and you have a couple weeks vacation, you diet before vacation, you eat whatever you want, and then you feel gross and you come home and then you go on a diet again. But I was in Europe. I was in the center of Europe, and I wanted to go to France and Germany and Italy, and I wanted to eat pain chocolat and pizza and pasta in Italy, and drink beer in Germany, and just do all the things. But I didn't want to have to like juice cleanse every time I got back to Zurich, which I kind of did at the beginning. And I was like, this is not cool. So that's when I found intuitive eating. And I just learned that you can eat what you want. You just have to have a different mindset. And the mindset is more around health and feeling good in your body. And I just started noticing how foods made me feel. Like I'm pretty dairy intolerant. So when I ate a bunch of ice cream, my stomach would hurt afterwards and I'd be really bloated. I'm like, maybe if I eat less ice cream, I won't feel that way. And so I just got curious instead of restrictive. And that really helped me get into a much better place mentally with food. And and since then I've done a lot of body image work as well. And just realizing that the rhetoric that we hear every day of like thin is ideal and you need to look a certain way, and you're more worthy if you look this way, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, actually, we're all worthy and we're all beautiful in our own ways. And wouldn't it be so boring if we all looked the same way and we had the same hair color? And it's like, we're born with a head size and a shoe size and all this stuff. It's like, we also have a natural set point that our body wants to be. And if you take the time to listen to your body is going to get to that set point, and it's going to be easy and sustainable to stay there, because that's where your body wants to be. So if you're restricting more than where your body wants to be, you're going to forever be dieting. And how fun is that? Not very fun.
No, not at all. So that is kind of like how you got into coaching, was like your own personal experience of going through this and realizing, okay, I've done the work. I know how to do this. And now I want to help other people. I love that. Okay. So when someone signs up for your coaching, what exactly is it that you offer them?
Yeah. So I really meet women where they're at. There was a little period of time where I was like, I don't want to offer any sort of weight loss because that's not the answer. But now I'm realizing, you know what, I got to meet people where they're at. Some people still want to lose weight, but if that's what we're going to work on, you also have to work on the mind at the same time. Because how many times has somebody lost 10 pounds and said that I'm going to feel so happy, and then you lose the 10 pounds and you're like, I'm not happy, I need to lose another 10 pounds. So you have to do the mindset work at the same time. And what I do help women is to really start taking notice. How are these foods making you feel? How are your energy levels when you're feeling these different foods? How does your body feel? Do you have pimples on your face after you eat these? That's kind of a sign that something's going on, whether it's the food or hormones or whatever. And just getting really aware of their body. I think that is what is missing from diets. People are telling you what to eat and how to eat, and you're not thinking about what's going on in your body and how it's making you feel. Instead, you're just like doing what you're told.
Mm.
So my job as a coach is to help you figure out on your own what's working for you. And I eat a very particular diet right now, but that's because I figured out what works for me. I'm actually gluten-free now because I was lightheaded all the time. It was after my second pregnancy and I couldn't figure it out. I went to all these doctors, did all these tests. Everybody's like, you're fine. No big deal. You're fine. I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm going to pass out every day, but I'm fine. I finally went to an acupuncturist that was like, why don't you try going off gluten? And I did. And immediately it went away. So something about my second pregnancy like turned it on. But just that experience was me being aware and advocating for myself and trying to figure it out. And that's what I try to help other women do too, is like, what's going on? How can we get to a place that feels really good in your body energetically? And then also do the mindset work to feel awesome and confident in yourself and want to walk out. And, a lot of times we're talking about clothes and makeup and doing our hair because that's part of it. And that's fun. If you're doing it just for other people, maybe it's not the right thing. But if you are doing it because it would make you happy, then it's worth it. So a little combination of that and just habit formation of just like slowly building on habits, because like a lot of people just want to do everything at once. They're like, okay, I gotta start eating perfectly. I'm gonna work out every day for an hour and I'm gonna do this and that and this and that. And it's like, holy, hold your roll, like take a minute. And like today I was working with one of my clients and she's having a hard time getting into a movement routine. And I was like, okay, in the next 2 weeks, your job is to do 5 minutes of yoga every day, but that you're not allowed to do any more. But it's just for the next 2 weeks to get in the habit of doing that yoga and setting that time for yourself. So then we can add a little bit more in 2 weeks.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about my coaching, but I really just work with people where they are right now and help them kind of be their own doctor, their own coach, because you have it in you. You just have to listen.
Yeah, I love that. And just so everyone knows that's watching us, please watch till the end because she has a very special, cool thing that she's going to do for you guys. And just so you know, she does offer one-on-one coaching, but she also has group coaching. And she's been so nice to be able to give you guys really something special at the end. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Okay. So why do you think it's so important for people to have this type of coaching?
I think that we are in a culture that has so much marketing that they're telling you, you got to do this, you got to drink that, you got to get Botox and you got to get liposuction. You have to do all these different things.
Yeah.
And I'm totally no judgment if anybody does any of those things, but I want you to start listening to yourself and getting to know yourself without all the noise. And I think that's why coaching is so important, is you really get reconnected with yourself and your own true desires. And that's why I call myself a health and life coach, because, everybody that wants a good life also wants good health to be able to enjoy the life. And I feel like the health is the foundation, and then we build on it from there. Like I've helped people change careers. I'm now business coaching one of my former health coaches. Like I feel like it's just a progression, and coaching is just so amazing because you take the time to figure out what you truly want. And a lot of people don't realize that they haven't sat down and figured out what they truly want. Oftentimes they're just taking in the messaging and doing things because they think they're supposed to, rather than because they actually want it. So that's why I think health coaching is really important. Yeah.
And also, like without our health, we have nothing, right? I mean, it's literally the most important thing.
Yeah. You don't get to go travel the world if you're home sick in bed. You don't get to have the energy to play. I have 2 young kids, and as do you. And it's like, I want the energy to play with them and run around.
Yeah.
But I also want you to set boundaries in your life so you can go out and enjoy your life as a woman too. I'm very big proponent on that, because a lot of times we get sucked into these roles of being the wife and mother and forgetting about yourself. And then you turn to food for comfort because you're not getting the nourishment, fulfillment in your like passions and in yourself. So like what we're going to talk about later, but part of my program is I have a Create and Connect call, and we all bring our little projects and we work on a craft project together while chit-chatting. And it's just like, it's just something nourishing to do that we have to make time for it.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is. I'm an arts and crafts
Man,
person.
I'd sign up just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're super crafty.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, yeah, I definitely think like, we think of like, oh yeah, we should have like, at the gym, we think of getting like a trainer or something, right? But like you can train all you want at the gym, but if you're not eating right and you don't feel good about yourself, even after going to the gym, or knowing how to eat properly, it's like, what's the point? So I feel like having someone like you to not just help out and like hold you accountable and tell you like what it is that you need, sometimes it's nice to have someone on the outside looking in to be like, to talk to, and then to like realize like what your struggles are, because sometimes we don't even know.
I'm often the mirror for you.
Exactly. Right.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that that's so cool. And yeah. Okay. So then, the other question I had for you is like, what are people's biggest misconceptions that you would think of people, like with your coaching, for instance? Have you had anything like that or any experiences?
I mean, a lot of people, at first would come to me and just want me to prescribe them a meal plan. And I'm like, there's no way. That's not what I do. I will help you create one if that's what you need. And, you have a busy life, you have a lot going on and meal planning can totally be part of it. But like, I will never, about personally my coaching, I will never prescribe you anything. I will help you create goals that feel sustainable. And when we come back, like if you haven't reached those goals, we figure out why. And a lot of times there's a block underneath of like, oh, actually I couldn't do that because of, or like, had this mental block about blah, 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 or something that happened in your childhood, like all sorts of crazy stuff comes up. But I think people think it's going to be a little scary. They think it's going to be really regimented, but I like to go with the flow. And a lot of stuff comes out of you not doing your goal, not achieving the goal, because that's like, okay, what is truly going on there? And the other misconception, people a lot of times with intuitive eating, which I've been debating whether to still call it that, but I think of it more as like intentional eating, of just like really taking time to figure out how you want to eat that supports your health mentally and physically, because mind, body, like I love chocolate and I'm not about to give that up. Because that mentally is making me very happy on a daily basis. But a lot of people hear the word intuitive eating and think, oh, I'm going to get fat if I let myself eat all these foods. And actually the stress that you have in your life from like stressing about all these different foods and whether or not you should eat them, that actually has you hold on. That makes you store fat in your body. And when you release all these rules and restrictions, like you feel like this metaphorical weight come off. And sometimes weight just naturally comes off too when you stop stressing, because your digestion works better. And if you're not stressing, you can really take the time to think like, okay, I really want a salad for lunch right now. But for dessert, I'm going to have this. But you're really making it balanced so that it tastes good, but also makes you feel good in your body. So no, you're not going to balloon up into this crazy person if you like if you let go of restriction, if you let yourself eat all foods, your body is going to tell you if you take the time to listen. And that's what I help women go through. So yeah, those are kind of the different misconceptions that I hear about coaching in general and my coaching in particular.
Yeah.
But it's not
I love
scary.
it. Yeah, I love that you said like your body sometimes will tell you, because like if we truly listen to like what we want, like yeah, of course we're gonna want like candy and ice cream and cake, right? But like even for me, like I'm pretty good right now about like eating what I feel like eating. And like I feel like my body will tell me, like sometimes like I crave a salad, or like sometimes I'm craving meat, and it could be because I'm like really low on iron, or like steak. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh God, I would do anything I was vegan for over a decade. So like, and I'm
Mhm.
not anymore, but like I crave steak. I
Yeah,
want it so bad. And then I'm like, my body is like telling me like, Shannon, you're low on iron, like you need these
totally.
certain foods. And so it's not always like junk food that your body craves if you really listen to it, right?
Not at
Sometimes
all.
I really want veggies, or like, so I love that, like
And
listening to your body.
the other thing I like to say is like, your desires are more than your taste buds. Your desires are how you want to feel and your future goals. And so when you're thinking about what you want to eat, you're also thinking about the other things. So yes, your taste buds want some things, but does it match up with your future desire of the day, of the month, of your 1 to 5 year goals? So it's trying to think about the bigger why instead of just like the immediate desire.
Yeah.
Because sure, I would love an ice cream right now, but then I would be full for dinner, and then I'd be like awkwardly hungry at 8 p.m. right before I'm going to go to bed at 9. So yeah, I'm not going to have an ice cream right now. I'm going to wait a half an hour, 45 minutes and go get dinner early. So something to think about too.
I love that. So is there anything else that you want to talk about that, is like on your heart?
I mean, the body image piece is so on my heart because so many women struggle so much and then turn to food and restricting food because of it. And I just want to say that you are not alone. We all struggle. We totally all struggle. And I've been doing this work a long time and I still struggle, but because I have some tools in place, I get out of it a lot faster. Like I don't stew in my body image issues for days or weeks. It's like an hour or two. So some things like, I'll just give a quick takeaway that you guys could try now so you can start getting in the habit. Is something that I love to do is just every day think of something that you're grateful for about your body. And it doesn't have to be about how it looks. It can be about what it's doing for you. Like I love cuddling my little 2-year-old in the morning when he sits in my lap. And like, I'm so grateful that my arms can do that. And honestly, a couple months ago, they couldn't. I had this little surgery on my back and like, I couldn't pick them up for a couple weeks. And so it's like thinking about all these little things your body does for you on a regular basis. Like I just walked to go get my hair done and it was beautiful and sunny out. And like, would my foot hurt 6 months ago? I couldn't do that. So just think of those little things that you're grateful for. And the more you do that, the more appreciation you have for your body on a regular basis. And the easier it is to just kind of let those other things slide, let the negative comments about your body slide off. And that's why I really just like the body gratitude practice rather than saying like, trying to like fake it till you make it, some of those practices. It works for some people, don't get me wrong, but it never worked for me. And I just prefer just feeling really grateful that my body is healthy and strong and can do all the things that I want her to do on a regular basis. And that really helps me feel better when she's maybe not looking the way that I want her to look. I like to think of body love as like loving another person. So you love your body as another person, and you think of it like, I love her despite how she looks today. I love my kid despite having a tantrum. Stuff happens, but you love them anyways, and you love your body anyways. That doesn't mean you have to love the way it looks every single day. So just know that those things pass, and And the more you can do that body gratitude, I really do think it helps. So that's just a little takeaway, and just know you're not alone, and I can help with that.
I
For sure.
love it. I love that. You know what? Sometimes I heard someone once say, like, when you look in the mirror, if you're not like happy with, like, to look at like the little kid version of yourself, like the little
Mhm.
4-year-old, like,
Yeah.
um, and remember her and love her. And like, that's you, you were like, so I love that when you say, like, look at it from like, like a outside person,
Yeah.
um, I love that, because I would never want to tell like my 4-year-old self, like, you're fat or you don't look beautiful today,
Yeah. And like, you're just imagine doing that to your daughter. Like, that would just absolutely break your heart. So why would you do it to yourself?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about your coaching and what you are currently offering, because I'm so excited about this.
For sure. Yeah. So I do have one-on-one coaching, but today I'm going to talk about my group program because I have a special offer just for your audience. I've never done this before, so you guys are lucky that the special offer. But this is really for ladies that are struggling with their body image. They've maybe done some diets, haven't been successful, maybe in the long run, and are really looking for something that's sustainable, that they can do in their everyday life. They're not having to not socialize because they're eating a certain way, and they're trying to figure out a way to eat and move and live on a regular basis that promotes health in their body and allows them to feel good, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. So we're taking that all into consideration when we're working on our health. And for women that just need a little bit of accountability, we, like you said, with trainers, like I just signed up at a Pilates studio to go to classes 2 days a week because I sign up for the class and then I've already paid. So if I don't go, I'm going to lose the money. And that's what signing up for a program really does. It really holds you accountable to come on. And then, so what we do in my group program, we have 2 group coaching calls a month, and you come on and you just bring what's on your heart and on your mind. And it could be really practical. Like I told you, my client today, we set a goal of like 5 minutes a day of yoga. Let's get you back on the movement train. Or it could be really like emotional. It could be like, I want you to do some journaling the next couple of weeks of like, what's holding you back right now? And why are you feeling stuck, or whatever it may be in that moment. But I help you create goals, and then you get to come back on and 2 weeks later and tell us how it went. If it didn't go well, we work on it and we figure out why it didn't go well, and try to adjust it or try it again in a different way, or create a whole new goal entirely. So that's what my program is about. Usually the women that work with me have tried all the things and like know all these nutrition facts, but just need clarity for themselves. And I help you create that clarity for yourself of like what you should be eating and how you should be moving to feel best in your body. So that is really who I work with the most. And that's the perfect person for this group program. And so it's really simple. We have those 2 group calls a month. And then I send out the weeks we don't have the calls, I send out journal prompts for you to just take some time and be with yourself and connect with yourself and get to know yourself again, because that's so important. And also every other month we do that call I was talking about, a Create and Connect call, and we just hop on Zoom, bring whatever project. One of my clients is not a crafty person, so she brings her skincare and she does like a mask and the whole thing. And we just sit and chit chat with each other and talk about life, talk about health, whatever comes up. But it's just like this safe space to have in setting that time for yourself, because I kind of did it for myself to like make sure that I'm getting my creative projects in, because if I don't do it, I feel better when I do it. And if I don't do it, I don't feel as good. So just a little something for fun to reconnect with your passions too, and do it in a fun way with the group. So that's the program. And for your audience, I'm going to do If you sign up, we have a 3-month minimum, but I'm going to give a 4th month for free. It's $97 a month. And so you just sign up and I'll just add a 4th month on the end for anybody
I
that
love
wants to join.
that. That
Yeah.
is so exciting. Thank you so much for that. By the way, so super affordable, right? Like, I feel like that is like a huge thing that maybe prevents people from wanting to like sign up for coaching, is that it's too expensive, but yours is like so affordable.
And
And
get a lot of access to me, and yeah, we chat and we we make time for everybody on the call. There's no skipping anybody.
I love that. And so, what I'll have everyone do is we'll put your email down in the description.
Okay.
So that way, anybody that's interested, you guys can email her, and then she can also send you guys over, like all the pricing and the different things that she has, because she also has one-on-one coaching. So maybe if you're not into the group coaching, and you want to do one-on-one coaching because you need a little bit more extra one-on-one attention and help, that is also something that she offers. So yeah, we'll definitely put your email so that everybody can reach out to you. And I really do encourage people that maybe are just like thinking about it or on the fence, just send an email. You don't have to sign up, but yeah, if you send an email, that way you can at least like, take the step in the right direction, right?
Exactly.
So
And I'm not scary. I'm a normal person.
yeah,
And
she's
I
so
just want to
sweet.
chat with you. I love connecting with women, whether you end up signing up or not. It doesn't matter. Just tell me what's going on, and I'll figure out what's best for you. Even if I know I know a lot of coaches. If you're having a specific problem, I could refer you to. So
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're
for
so
having me.
and this is so cool. And I'm so excited to be able to share this like with my I call them friends. I've never met them before, but they're friends online. Um,
Of
so
course.
yeah, because I do know like what prompted this was I took a poll on my social media and I was like, hey, like if you needed a coach, would it be like a social media coach, a life coach, a nutrition coach? And majority of my audience was like nutrition. And I was like, I got to reach out to Caitlin because we
Yeah.
just did a retreat together where we did these like she did these really yummy balls. What were those called?
What do
They're
they
like
call them?
protein
They're
balls.
like peanut butter oat balls, something like that.
You know that I ate the whole, like I didn't even make the balls. I just was
You
eating
just
it. Like
ate
it was
made
so
a giant
good.
ball. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was so good. That was so fun, by the way.
It
But
was.
anyway, okay. Well, thank you so much for doing this call with me. I really appreciate it. And you guys don't forget to go email Caitlin. And yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Shannon. And thanks to everybody that listened. I'm really glad to be able to share my message. So thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right, Caitlin. Well, thank you so much. And we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks.